Hello everyone, nice to meet you all. This is Rahul Bhupati, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, SNS College of Technology. I welcome you all for another series of industrial case studies related to the course Professional Ethics. So the topic that we are going to see today is utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is one of the many ethical theories that we actually follow in our business and work environments. There are actually two different types of utilitarianism. One we call it as act utilitarianism, and the other one we call it as rule utilitarianism. There is a difference between rule and act utilitarianism. The act utilitarian considers only the result or consequences of the single act, while the rule utilitarian considers the consequence that results of following a rule of conduct. Why the two approaches? Consider the following case. Someone goes to the doctor. The person is ill, experiences pain, and is dysfunctional. The doctor performs a series of tests and examinations. The person returns to the doctor's office to learn of the result, the diagnosis and prognosis. The doctor is aware that the tests show that the person has a disease that is incurable and life-threatening. In fact, even under the most aggressive treatment options, there is a survival rate of less than 15% for maximum of 2 years. The doctor is considering what to be good to tell the person. Should the person know the truth, or should the person be told something other than the truth? Which is better? Which is the right thing to do? What would be good to do? The act utilitarian might calculate, and in telling the truth, there will be a great deal of pain and hardly any pleasure at all. To the people will be upset, their family will be upset, the doctor will be upset in informing the ill patient that there is nothing that the doctor can do to alter the conditions. The doctor may will be longer be upset seeing the person come in from whatever treatments they may be. On the other hand, if the doctor makes up a story concerning the diagnosis and prognosis that is not true, but that gives the ill person more time to enjoy life before the illness makes it obvious that the end is near, well then, the results are different. The doctor is not supposed to upset in seeing the person. The doctor's staff is not upset. The family and friends of a person have more time with that person to enjoy things instead of being morose and depressed. So the act utilitarian might calculate that the good is to lie. The utilitarian would need to consider what would be the long-term consequences, be if doctors were to lie to those who come to them and have life-threatening, incurable illness. The rule utilitarian might calculate the person would no longer be able to trust their doctors, and this would break down the confidence they need for their therapies to be effective. The rule utilitarian might calculate that there is a far more harm in lying, and so the good is to tell the truth. The same result might obtain were there to be a consideration of cheating on examination. The single act might produce a great deal of happiness for the cheater, teacher, family, and friends. The rule of cheating might produce quite the opposite result, as a society could no longer trust the doctors, lawyers, engineers, repair people, etc. really knows what they are doing and deserve their position. Rule utilitarianism has no rule other than utility. Every act is evaluated according to the utility. Does it or not produce happiness? Utilitarians must maximize happiness. They must never accept unhappiness if they can minimize it. Both an act rule utilitarians must assume nothing. They must actually poll or measure what act will be considered the greatest utility. The difference is that the act utilitarian measures consequences of a single act. The rule utilitarian measures the consequences of the act repeated over and over again through time, as if it were to be followed as a rule whenever similar circumstances actually arises. Nothing is right or wrong in itself for a utilitarian. Nothing. It all depends on the consequences of act. The result are what matters, the act. Now, let me ask you this question. Which type of a utilitarian are you? Are you an act utilitarian or a rule utilitarian? Meaning, do you agree to tell a lie to make someone happy, or do you think it is better that the person knows the truth rather than to be lied even though it is hurtful? A thought for the day. Thank you all for listening to this video on utilitarianism and its type. Hoping to see you all in yet another video like this. Thank you all. Bye.